The Bitcoin Conference 2025 is currently on in Las Vegas and it has some huge names speaking. However, in recent years it has come under heavy criticism for being overly politicised. And while I agree, I think most people miss the real problem here. It is true, over the last two conferences there have been a lot of politicians speaking. For example, last year you had Donald Trump and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And this year you've got the likes of J.D. Vance, David Sachs, Bo Hines, Cynthia Lummis and many more. In fact, I counted at least 14 speakers who are directly in US politics right now, with 4 of the 10 keynote speakers being either in the White House or the Senate. I agree, that doesn't feel very Bitcoin. And on my show Chain Reaction, we put this to David Bailey a few weeks ago. David is the CEO of BTC Inc., whose conference this is. David told us that he doesn't love dealing with politicians, but hinted that, in essence, these sorts of speakers were a natural progression. And that does make sense to me. They have already had all of the biggest names in Bitcoin, and they had to go somewhere. You see, for me, the problem isn't that the Bitcoin conference is putting politicians on its stages, particularly not US politicians, given how pro-Bitcoin the current administration is. The problem with politicians speaking at Bitcoin conferences is much the same as the problem I have with people who try to shill their company's product on my show. It's ineffective and boring. The best way of selling what they do is simply by showing their expertise, that they get Bitcoin, its value proposition, its power. These politicians speaking at Bitcoin conferences fall into the exact same trap. They shill their political party rather than demonstrating that they understand and believe in Bitcoin. Too many go on stage as if the question is, what can Bitcoin do for the US? When the audience wants to hear, what can the US do for Bitcoin?